You pay, I play, hassleconsulting.com. This guy paid. Dear Cappy Cap, let's talk business. Please keep me anonymous. I'd like a video response. As much piss as you take out of liberal arts majors, and usually deservedly so, I'm guessing you don't pen the covers of your books yourselves. Surprisingly, I have done most of my book covers. I have, like this one I did, How Not to Become a Millennial. I did that one. Worthless I did. Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty. Marcus photographed that one. I designed it. But yeah, a lot of them I do outsource because I just behind the housing, or not behind the housing crash. I did behind the housing crash too. Bachelor Pad Economics and RJ has done Enjoy the Decline. And then a lot of my graphics are both done by Jorge Gonzalez and RJ Jones. Because you're right, I don't have it. And then obviously the pinup girls in the best of books, Best of Captain Capitalism, which you can all find on Amazon, paperback, Kindle, and audiobook. Yeah, I usually outsource it. Can you speak at good length on the topic of how to find and hire a good, trustworthy visual artist, graphic designer? Looking for someone who could churn out a company logo, an animated intro, opening my channel's videos. Are you going to need an animator? That's a separate, I mean, obviously very closely related, but separate in t-shirt graphics and other graphic image assets based on my specifications. What I need to know is, how do I find a visual artist who's a good fit to produce what I want them to, e.g. willing to generate material that's controversial or subversive? How do I figure out what's a fair price to pay them? All right, so let's go. Let's go through your first battery of questions. How to find and hire a good, trustworthy artist. Let's just say artist. It could be a musician. It could be a model. It could be a painter. It could be a sculptor. In the world of artists, you are dealing predominantly with lazy losers. All right. That's why you have starving artists. And a lot of them are not even that good. Matter of fact, the vast majority of artists suck. I mean, go to any modern day museum or art gallery and it's shit work. Go to any coffee store and look at the idealistic dipshit trying to sell his fucking black and white moody. Ooh, it's black and white and all deep and thinking and philosophy like of a bridge for $200. These people, because of selection bias, you're going into a pool of people who have no business sense, have no hustle, are lazy, and probably come from rich parents and expect the world to just give them money. So you are going to be hard pressed to find any artist to get their shit together. And I remember I had an artist design one of these covers for my book, and it's like 2 months. I'm like, dude, where the fuck is it? You don't understand. No, you don't understand. All right. I know you're used to your dipshit pot smoking leftist buddies who are like, oh man, he sold out to the corporate. Why? He had a work ethic like Gene Simmons. Why? He hustles like Matt Baldoni. He's successful. He's more successful than you. So they are forget manana attitude. They're like, they'll forget you. They're just, it's like, yeah, ladies, if you're good looking, I am willing to pay you to model. It's that simple. Not as much as, Flash Your Boobs app or whatever the hell it is. Not Finding Friends. What is it? Friends only. Fans only. So if any of you ladies are willing to pose, but it's so bad, I don't even bother trying hiring models anymore. It's a waste of my time. Like, you know what? For that extra $100 in lost wages, I just, wasted trying to get a cute girl to show the fuck up on time and for a photo shoot. I could have paid better Bachelor or Terrence Popp or Turd Flingy Monkey or any one of the or Rich Cooper or any one of these guys could give them money, say, hey, advertise this for me, and they would. And we'd all be a lot better off. So to hire a good, trustworthy, it's going to be trial and error, referral. But the first thing that I go with is their style. And then there's different sites. Fiverr is a place that you can go, because obviously they got at least enough work ethic to set up an account. They got that much. DeviantArt is another place to go if you're looking for more of the comic booky kind of goofy, cartoony type of art. As you could kind of tell with Bachelor Pad Economics, it was. And RJ, I think RJ's got a DeviantArt account. And you contact them. Don't expect people to get back to you. You're going to spend more time finding them than paying them. That's the truth. So you start with what you kind of like. And then you look at someone who could churn out a company logo and t-shirt graphics. Okay, they're going to give you a big ass file, poster size file. It's going to be monstrous. When they're done painting it or drawing it or whatever, they're going to give you a huge PDF or digital image file, and then you save that thing, and then you save a backup of it. And then you're going to upload that to t-shirt graphics. That's what you're going to use. They're not going to draw it on a t-shirt for you. That's not their thing. And animators, you're going to have to go to an animator. That's a separate skill. You're going to have to find people who are obviously artists, graphic artists, but they're also going to have to do animation. So look for animators as well. And then it's just trial and error. The best look I've found is to go foreign. I found a great kid. Great. I loved his art style. He did this one. Nukemi, South African kid. I just like his style. And this kid had hustle. This kid got back to me, man. I'm like, Dan, I got him saved, because if I ever wanted to use him again, I could go back. Hey, buddy, here's, because they're South African rands. So, US dollars go a little bit further, I guess. Then also Figo. He's a Filipino guy. I don't know, certainly an adult. And he's reliable. He may not be the style of art that you want, but he's totally reliable. And RJ Jones, he'll get it done too. But again, this style, cartoony style, that I have those guys draw. Figo did, if you want anime style, he did Corona-chan, the cover photo for Good Morning Corona-chan. So I would be biased towards foreigners and not Americans and not Westerners in general. I know that's discriminatory or bigot, but I'm sorry. You got spoiled little white kids who are entitled. It's not even necessarily the white kids either. It's just spoiled little Westerners like, hey, man, well, my teacher said everything should be for free, and if you disagreed with me, you're Hitler. So, I'd rather have a kid that's hustling and the exchange rate works great. I think I paid Figo $100 to, for a couple hours. And you know what? He saves me time. I can rely on Figo. That $100 paid his rent that month in the Philippines. So you're really helping out some truly starving artists, not the spoiled little quanta-ha-has who live off Trump bucks and handouts and their parents and don't pay their student loans back. So I'd rather help out a foreign hustling kid than some spoiled little dipshit entitled asshole here. What I also need to know is, how do you find a visual artist who's a good fit to produce what I want them to? Example, willing to generate the material that is controversial, subversive. Once again, you go foreign. All right. Foreigners, they don't have this political correct. They're not Nazis. They're not censors. They don't have thought. They understand the freedom of speech, the freedom of expression. I had one guy, I loved his style. And he couldn't help me because I wanted to do a cover for this book. Love Letters to the Left. He's like, I'd love to draw it, but I can't because it's a conservative book and you're a guy Trump. And it wasn't that he was anti-conservative or anti-Republican. He just hated Trump. I'm like, really, dude? I'm not even that big of it. You're going to pass up work because I don't even think there's any articles in that book about Trump, frankly. Because I know this may be fun. I find Trump utterly unintellectual, boring. He's entertaining. He's kind of a clown. I enjoy how he just trolls the left masterfully. But anyway, because I had an R and I keep saying, well, I'm a libertarian, actually. No one cares. It's like, yeah. So you're going to, especially in the art community, because once again, most of them are lazy, talentless fucks who don't want to work for a living. And obviously they'll vote Democrat. And obviously they supplant any real genuine or accomplishment in lives, which they don't have, with politics. If you like this, swipe left, whatever, fine. Don't make money. Now you can abate that risk a little bit, or that hurdle, by going deviant art. I mean, if you're controversial, subversive, I mean, if it's of a sexual nature, you can get anyone to draw anything. Deviant art, that's almost what they pride themselves on, is deviancy. I mean, they'll whatever you want, they'll draw it. But if it's controversial politically, or you want to advocate low taxes or maybe nuclear families, you're not going to. A way you could maybe do it, maybe, is you find a political cartoonist who's on the right and you contact him, like Ramirez. But good luck. I mean, that guy he doesn't need you. it's a shot. But once again, I'd say go foreign. Just they don't care. They want the money. And for you go over to Asia, especially China, man, they hate the fucking soy boy SJW leftists. They like Bakao. They have a term for it where it's like there's rich, privileged elitists who want to, hypocritically claim they're for the poor, but never do anything about it. They got a name for it. So you'll find Russians, Africans, Middle Easterners, although I haven't found any Middle Easterners. Maybe they're just not too artistic, or maybe they're a little bit too serious of a culture. I don't know. Not a lot of comedians over there. East Indians, Filipinos, Southeast Asia, island cultures. And they'll do it, man. Because they want the money. They didn't have mom and dad pay $100,000 a year to go to Middlebury for a liberal arts degree. How do I figure out what's a fair price to pay them? Whatever. For me, it's time. That's why I don't mind paying Fago what is a month's rent for him. Because I can afford it. I think it was only like $120. It got the shit done. He's reliable. If you don't have it in the budget, yeah, you can hem and haw, negotiate for price. But how long do you want to start searching for a guy? When I was younger and poorer, and I made $6.90 an hour. Yeah, it paid for me to go park my car half a mile away and walk where there were no meters to save myself $1.50 in parking fees. But now, if I'm not, I don't have time to dick around with bullshit. So it's easy to reach out to a Fago, an RJ, or someone who's reliable and pay him an extra little bucks, because you're going to waste that fucking time trying to find and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. So what's fair? Ask them how much they want. If you want to negotiate, drop it by 25%. No, dude, I'm going to give you this much, Or who knows? Maybe they give you a price. Like, dude, that's fine. And what they might, like the kid in South Africa, I think he charged me $40. And what am I going to do? Nickel and dime him $5? Is the $5 really worth me nickel and diming this kid? That extra $5 go a hell of a lot further for him in South Africa than, me over here. Yeah, 2 gallons of gas, but for him, who knows? He might be able to eat for a week. Seriously. Another reason to go overseas. How do I make sure they actually produce the materials, not simply take my money and run? Show them pictures of what you like. Though they should give you like an example drawing. They should be able to edit and change things. It was always like kind of a creative, like, let me get the outline. Is this kind of what you're looking for? You say, yeah. Tell them, hey, run me a rough draft first before you commit a lot of resources to fully drawing it in and coloring it in. After they've produced the artwork, how do I retain legal ownership of it? You get a contract. But so far, what I like about RJ and Figo and that kid, no, they're not going to sue me. All right. Probably because if they did, I'd squash their nuts and just say, hey, this guy here at this website, blah, 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 don't hire him. And then the first search would be my site. So I guess I have that advantage, having what modicum of internet presence I do have. I don't know. This is what's called a gentleman's agreement. And there's some old school dudes that just honor it. And we don't fuck each other over. Once again, go foreign. Because, what are they going to do? File a lawsuit in a foreign? That's another reason. Not that Figo or anyone else for that matter. Like, I'm going to sue you. Like, yeah, they're going to file a lawsuit in a foreign country. And then but you should have the rights to it. I mean, just in your email exchange, and I have the rights to this. That should be enough to like at least say, look, he agreed right here. We had a verbal agreement. But if you want to go, you could go download a copyright trademark name. If you're going to go do a company logo, you probably do want to trademark that with the U.S. Patent Office. You also probably do want to, if you're going to do this for a business, then I would also make sure that you own that. So you probably do want to get a legal contract. And of course, whatever other pointers you can give. Yeah, there's not much more to it than that. Also going to need a name for my business. They need to know how to copyright trademark section. That's your job. You go to the U.S. Patent Office and you fill out and you spend, I think, around $975 to do that. Name for and need to know how to copy and trademark such a name too. Yeah, the U.S. U.S. Trademark. Hang on. U.S. Trademark Office. There's an official name. USPTO.gov, United States Patent and Trademark Office. They got instructions, forms, and even an instructional video. That's how you fill it out. So you go in there, you pick out your name, you fill out, you get your name copyrighted, you get a trademark if you got a logo. There you go. Also, could you support us on obtaining a domain name and a web host from my website? You go to GoDaddy.com. Other people would recommend other companies. There's other domain registration companies. I just go with GoDaddy, man. That's what I would do. And then you buy a domain name. All right. That gives you the domain name. And then when you're at GoDaddy or whichever domain registrar you go through, they will have packages. So you got to pay to buy the domain. Then you got to pay to have them host it for you on their servers. You can have another person host it. It's usually a one-stop shop. And so you host it with them. They have website development tools. You build your website on their server. You got to pay for a server. You might have to pay for web development tools, web hoster, and then you might have to pay for an email service. It's usually a package. But that's what you do. You go to a domain name registrar and you register your domain name there, and then you own it. And before you do that, I mean, how much dicking around do you want? Some are just domain name registrars. They don't program or even offer any tools or allow hosting costs. You just buy the site there, right? And I know everyone has a problem with GoDaddy, but it's kind of a one-stop shop. Please let me know if you're willing to discuss this. Yes. How much I like to be paid. How I can render said payment. Yeah. Your turnaround time for releasing the ensuing video response. Well, here it is. How long did it take me? That was a day. Look at that. A day and 32 minutes. Old Capmeister's on his game. Please let me get around, man. How long it will take. Guys. The more you fucking nag me, I should have waited just to piss this guy off. You're not my wife. You're not my girlfriend. You're not my mom. You're not my aunt. You're no female acquaintance of mine. I'll get to it when I get to it. So there you go. All right. Any super chats? Thank God somebody subsidized this. Bacon. At thegoddamnbacon.com. Funny enough, Hot X Russian X is a graphic designer. Of course they are. Is she any good though, Bacon? I'm an artist. I'm a musician. Sure you are, sweetheart. You're a nice set of tits and everyone said you could do well. That's it. And you're horrible at your job or at being an artist. I'm going to go become a realtor. I'm going to become a musician. I'm going to become how many old washed up boomer women are there that are painters? I'm going to get into bakery. I want to start a bakery. That's the female version of dude bro drop shipping. Let's go to Bid Naz. That's their version of Bid Naz. What is it? Wine parties or Pampered Chef? Oh, God, Jesus. I'm a business. I had a buddy. I can't say who or where, but he ran into a lot of entrepreneurs. That was his job. And he's like, God damn it. 80% of these fucking women come in and they don't have no fucking job or no business. Like they think like, I sell wine. It's not a job. Oh, hey, Fernando Kovac. I didn't know I'm a top graphic designer. Expensive though. Oh, hey, Fernando, plug your website in if you want. Maybe he go reach out to you or something. Yeah, put it in there. I'll highlight it too. But yeah. Fernando covered for $5. A big ISP changed my logo for them without my permission. I called them. They called a clown. I threatened to sue for $600,000. We sorted it all. A big ISP, internet service provider, changed my logo. Change your logo for them? It was your logo and they changed it on your website? Don't you have to go in? I'm confused. So you own the logo? called a clown? They called a lawyer? Is that the clown? That's about 600 per day. Well, what's your website, Fernando? Put it. Unless you don't want to expose yourself, which I can understand. Well, put it in the comment section after I finish it. All right, I got other stuff to do. It's the weekend. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.